Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Edna, and some of you know that I started grad school. Last week was actually my first week and I didn't vlog. I do hope that I'll be able to vlog later on when my schedule at work allows me to work from home. It'll be easier for me to, take the camera to work and whatnot. But I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about how the first week went, because I know that some of you are interested in going to grad school or just going back to school in general. And feel free to message me. People have DM'd me and emailed me with questions, and hopefully this serves as encouragement to some of you, because grad school applications will be opening in the next month or two, so that gives you plenty of time to start prepping and then submit your own application. So I am getting a master's in social work. I'm super excited. Like, it's honestly been in my mind for like 2 or 3 years now. I went to law school and then I, dropped out. And the last internship I had as a 1L allowed me to see, what social workers do, what they're all about and whatnot. So I was encouraged by one of my mentors to look into it a little bit more. So I went and worked for Santa Clara County, and I worked with a bunch of social workers. And then I moved somewhere else in the county, still working with social workers. I really love the work they do, and I realized that it was definitely a calling, right? So I submitted my application last year, and now we're here. So on the first day, your girl was late. In my defense, the garage there's a bunch of different ones, but the one I parked at was intense. I had to go all the way to the 4th or 5th floor, and it was just too much. So I was 5 minutes late to class, and I totally forgot that we had to wear a mask. I was all flustered, I was just like running late, and to be honest, I just wanted to walk out. I was so embarrassed. I was all sweaty. I was uncomfortable because everyone had their masks on and I didn't, and I just literally wanted to get up and leave the classroom. I ended up not doing that. I stuck it out. During our first break, I asked the professor if there was any masks, and I apologized and whatnot. She was so sweet. She was so understanding. She was like, "It happens, don't worry about it." But another professor was in the hallway, and he told me that he told me that at every entrance there's masks. So there I go during my break and go all around the building without trying to step out, because I didn't have my ID, and the way to get into the building is you need your ID. So as you can imagine, it was a hot mess. I was able to find a mask. I'm back in, and tell me why the professor was just so sweet and so kind and thoughtful. There was like something she did that I remember being like, oh shit, she really gets that we have a bunch of things going on. She essentially explained her late policy, and if you give her a 24-hour notice, then she will give you an entire week without any penalties, right? Like, you don't lose any points. And I was like, wow, that's really generous. And if you give her less than a 24-hour notice, it's 2 points per week. I was like, ma'am, that's amazing. And it's one of the first times that I've really thought, wow, the professor's addressing us with kindness, with empathy. They're really understanding that we're not here just as students. We're also human beings. We're, daughters and mothers and cousins and all kinds of stuff. And the work we do is also very emotionally draining. So it really made me happy. And just being in our groups and talking. At the end of class, we did classroom agreements, and just the things that people were coming up with and sharing. Like, you could just tell that they're caring and have big hearts and are just so interested in helping and serving others. So for the first time ever, I felt like I belonged in a classroom. Like, I was like, these are my people. And not that I didn't feel like I belonged in Berkeley or in high school or anything, but you have a mixture of people, right, in the classroom. And here it's a specialized program, and we're there for a specific reason. We're all trying to become social workers, and we all will. So it was just, I don't know, it was just really cute. I loved the energy, and it was hard not to compare it to law school, right? Which I'll talk about afterwards. But I really felt like I belonged there, and I had a lot of just love for my classmates, which is weird to say because I literally just met them. And then when we left, I don't know if I should share this or not, because you guys are gonna be like, stop getting in people's cars, because anything could happen. But I walked, and I know that sounds bad, but let me explain. I walked towards the garage, and there was 2 other ladies from my classroom in there, and we were like, oh, let's look for the elevator because we're all the way on like the 4th floor, and that's a lot of flights. Now, before you come for me and say that's not a lot, like, girl, we're exhausted. This was like 9 p.m. already. Oh, no. It was like 8:30 because class ends at 8:45, but they let us out early. So I was exhausted, full day work, class, and now I have to walk 4 flights of stairs. Girl, not even if I were in shape would I want to do that. So I was like with the ladies, and I'm like, hey, I will help you find the elevator because I want to, because I don't want to walk up the flight of stairs. Her friend offered to drive us up. But she doesn't know me, right? I could be anyone or anything, and it was just really sweet. And I was like, are you sure? Like, you don't mind if I get in your car? She was like, no, girl, we're in the same program together. Just get in the car. So all 3 of us drove up to the 4th floor. They were giving me advice while I was in the car because both of them already have a master's and they're here for their 2nd master's. And just explaining, you know, things they recommend for me. And then I shared kind of what I want to do later on once I have the MSW. And they were just so supportive. I really, really liked it. And I really appreciated the ride up 4 flights of garage floors. So that's how the first day went. On the 2nd day, I wasn't late. I was actually early, and I parked in a garage that had a charging station, which was great. I walked through campus because the garage is on the other side, and it was just so nice to see other students, a lot of them, you know, in undergrad, and everyone just looked so chill and so happy. And it made me wonder what my life would have been like if I had gone to undergrad there. But you know, you never know, like the what ifs are endless. I don't know, it was just cute and kind of like surreal, and I was just really excited and happy. And I walked into class, and from the moment we walked into the classroom, our professor had us interacting with each other. She had us move into small groups that will be our groups for the entire semester. We did introductions right away. I didn't know we were gonna be, you know, presenting our partner. But I told my partner that something I did over the summer was I started making clay earrings, and I went to a pop-up. Tell me why I kind of panicked when the professor's like, okay, present your partner and share what they did. And I kind of panicked a little bit because I'm like, oh no. And because it was so loud, she didn't really hear me about the pop-up. So she said, oh yeah, she went to a pop-up and sold out. And obvio, because I have no self-control, I interrupted and I was like, oh no, I didn't sell out. Like, my bad. And everyone laughed, and it was super cute. And the professor was like, oh, so you still have clay earrings? And some people kind of said, oh, I really want to order from you. And it was just cute. I really liked it. It was very supportive. We did something called conocimiento, and I'll link something down below. But essentially, it goes back to, like, I guess, I don't know what philosopher, but there was a thought process that students come into the classroom just blank. And it's a teacher's job to, you know, give them everything. Yes, tuvo. But as we know, things aren't black and white like that. And we all learn from each other because we all have so many different experiences. So, like, our icebreaker wasn't a regular icebreaker. We had, like, some really deep conversations with people in our group. And I was just so impressed because I've never had conversations like that, let alone, like, in a classroom, let alone with people that I just met. But it was definitely a bonding moment. It was a really good moment for us. The vibes were definitely there. And some of the things that people shared in my group, I just wanted to give them a hug and tell them it'll be okay. And, you know, I also really related to a lot of things. So it's nice to know that at least some of the people in my cohort will have, you know, similar backgrounds or a similar thought process. And, yeah, it was nice. We also did classroom agreements there, and it was just really nice. But I will say that professor kept us till the very last minute. We were going in on some deep topics at 8:45, and I was exhausted. Then afterwards, I came out of class, and there was an elote lady on campus. I'm like, yes, ma'am, can I have an esquite, please? And it was nice. She did explain she's usually not in the plaza that late, that she's usually by the dorms. And I was like, damn, the hustle. Like, I love my people. I love, you know, I love this city, and people are just in chinga, just making it happen, and, you know, doing, and just doing their thing. So that's kind of how it went. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. The energy is definitely there, and I'm excited. Like, I'm excited for this whole process, this whole journey. I did want to share a little bit about my thoughts throughout this whole process. When I applied and it took months to hear back, I was so anxious. I would check my email all the time. I don't think I've told anyone, but I actually emailed the admissions office twice on 2 different occasions, and I was like, hey, like, do we have a timeline? Like, when will we hear back? They must have been so annoyed with me, but it turns out that over 600 people applied, and then they only let 300 into the program. So you best believe I was all happy and excited when I was like, they picked the best of the best. I also know, because I have friends in the county, that some of their coworkers have applied in the past and didn't get in, and reapplied. And so it made me really happy that the school sees that, the faculty see that. And in class they did tell us that the professors really put time into each of our applications. So everyone that's there is supposed to be there and we belong, and it's just such a beautiful feeling to feel like this is it, like this is where I should be. And a huge difference from the first time I attempted grad school, which was in law school. But maybe it's unfair for me to be comparing because the vibe is just different. To begin with, the school that I was going to was más para abajo, you get me? So it was kind of like understood, and the feeling was there that this wasn't people's dream school, and we were just there so we could get our degree and keep it pushing. It means to an end. And law school can also be very competitive, and grading is on a curve. So essentially your classmates are your competition. And I was commuting. I was taking Caltrain and doing 2 hours to SF and then like another 2 hours back. So I was exhausted. And I just don't think it was right timing. It was definitely not the right school. And I don't know, the people were just not what I have now. Not to throw any shade. A lot of them were amazing, and I wish them all well. But it wasn't there. And here, I don't know if it's because I'm older. I know what I want a little bit more. Today, one of my friends asked me if I still want to go to law school, and I do. But I don't feel the urgency like I did before. Like, oh, I have this 5-year plan, and I have to hit all these things at a certain, you know, like there's a deadline. There's no deadline. This is my fucking life. So it's nice to just do what I want at my pace. And I'm just happy. And I know there was people who were a little unsure about my choice, but they're not living my life. And I can truly say that law school never brought me this happiness. It really didn't. But like I said earlier, maybe it was the time, maybe it was the school. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. I know it's going to be a lot of work. I mean, I already started looking at the syllabus and it's intense. But the way they set up their classroom, I think, shows that they understand us or want to understand students. And so I think it'll be successful for everyone in the program. Like, I think we're all going to be able to learn and thrive and grow and, you know, go off and do our little piece to, you know, make this world a little bit better. And if anyone's interested in becoming a social worker, mind you, I only have 1 week in grad school, but if you're thinking of applying, let me know. I will gladly go over your essays and any part of the application process. So feel free to reach out. It's just nice to be proud of yourself, you know, and be happy where you're at. And I'm just excited for everything that's to come. So this is, I don't know, this is just so nice. It's nice to be in this place. In a month or 2, I might be chillando because things are intense and I'm stressed out. But as of now, I'm really happy, and I think this is where I'm supposed to be. So yeah, that's how my first week of grad school went. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me or comment down below, because there might be other people in grad school that can answer your questions or your comments. And if you have any ideas or comments on things I should film, like I know you guys want vlogs of like me going to school and stuff. If you have any ideas, just let me know and I will gladly incorporate them into my YouTube like upload schedule. But yeah, with that, I'll end the video. I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Mwah.